What's up, weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and today we're talking about a movie that just hit Shudder called Lucky.
She's so lucky, she's a star, but she cries, cries, cries in her lonely heart thinking.
Now this is a movie I've been waiting on for a while, and that's because it was written by Brea, who I'm kind of like casually obsessed with this year. I put her film 12 Hour Shift in my top 20. Did I do 20 or 10? I think my top 20 horror films of 2020 because it was so wonderfully weird and awesome, and I just really enjoyed it. She's an actress, she's a director, a writer, a producer. She really does it all. And so when I heard she had written another film, I was like, I'm there. So she wrote the script for this one, and it was directed by Natasha Kermani. I don't know her work as well, but she has a movie from 2017 called Imitation Girl that's on, I think it's on Amazon Prime for free. So I am gonna watch that because it looked really interesting. All right, so let's get into a little bit of plot. So first of all, Brea also plays our main character of May. A self-help book author finds herself stalked by a threatening figure who returns to her house night after night trying to kill her. She is forced to take matters into her own hands when she can't get help from those around her. Now, the first thing I really liked is just the concept, the idea of someone coming to your house every single night to try to kill you. Very scary. And the second thing I liked is sort of the metaphor and the themes for all of this throughout the movie. For me, the overall theme of the movie seemed to be about the perpetual violence against women and the idea that all women kind of live in fear and expect at some point to be in a bad situation, to be attacked, to be followed, etc. etc. Why do we live in a world where I have to carry mace in my hand because I assume someone will try to come attack me? And it's not because I'm overly cautious, it's because I have a lot of evidence to say that might happen. And so what Brea does is she takes this sort of universal female fear and highlights the absurdity of it. When May is telling people that this person is coming to her house to try to kill her over and over and over again, people are just kind of like, yeah, it happens, yes, yeah, he's just gonna keep coming. That's just what he does. I mean, he's there every night. That's just what he does. And so then we see this absurd reaction come through a couple of different characters. So first of all, her husband Ted, played by Dravude Singh, and then the detectives on her case, and even some of the other female characters in the movie. Everyone except for May has accepted that this is just a part of life. The next thing I really liked is just Brea Grant's performance of May. She is a fighter through this movie. She gets attacked so many times and has to fight off the bad guy so many times, and she is really great. Something else I was thinking about while watching this movie is, so I love horror movies. Obviously. I really enjoy slasher films, and so the slasher aspect of this movie, it was interesting because it felt so familiar to me, but at the same time through a completely different lens that I'm typically looking through when I'm watching a slasher film. The question of why is this man attacking doesn't typically come up, and so it was very almost refreshing to look at this trope, I guess, in a different kind of movie and used as a tool to tell a different kind of story. I thought that was cool. And the last thing I want to just focus on for a moment that I really enjoyed, it's sort of strange to explain. You might know by now that I'm a theater person. I work in the theater. And there was parts of this movie that felt like theater to me. Like there's one section when a bunch of different detectives and EMT people are all kind of like firing questions at May, and that moment felt very theatrical to me. Like there were just moments like that and some other places that felt sort of like the performance of absurdity, which I think worked really well for what this movie was about. And there's one scene that I really want to talk about, but I don't want to spoil it for you, so all I'm gonna say is parking garage. That's all I'll say. But I thought that entire sequence was kind of brilliant. So once you watch it, come down in the comments. Now for what I didn't like, at times it did sort of feel like the story and the metaphor were really on the nose. There wasn't much ambiguity or kind of like different ways to look at it or anything like that. But I think that's also kind of the story she was telling. She had like a very straightforward vision, and that's the story they told. And I did really enjoy it. So I don't know. And that's it. Lucky is currently streaming on Shudder. I will link it down in the description box for you. If you've already seen it, let me know in the comments what you thought. I'm curious to know how other people, because I haven't watched any other reviews yet, so I'm very curious to see, like, what did you think? I want to know. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, because that really helps my channel, and I reply to everyone. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Have a nice scream. Bye.